Du siger bare til, når vi er klar.
So, in this session, we're going to look at one specific tool we can use in ministry.
Så den her del, så skal vi kigge på et bestemt værktøj, som vi kan bruge, når vi betjener folk.
It's words of knowledge.
Så det er kundskabsord.
It's a tool that historically has had a special place in the ministry of healing.
Det er et redskab, som historisk har haft en plads i kirken.
And it'll be... Here we're going to be especially focused on words of knowledge for healing.
Og her vil vi især fokuseret på kundskabsord i forhold til helbredelse.
There are of course other uses for this tool.
Der er selvfølgelig andre ting, vi kan bruge det her redskab til.
But we're going to be especially focusing on the healing aspects.
Men vi kommer især til at fokusere på helbredelsesaspektet.
So who has used this tool for healing?
Så hvem har brugt det her redskab inden for helbredelse?
John Wimber.
John Wimber.
Talked about him. Randy Clark uses it.
Randy Clark har vi også snakket om.
Actually, this teaching I can't really call it my own.
Jeg kan ikke rigtig kalde den her undervisning min egen.
It's pretty much just right off of Randy Clark's teaching.
Det er mere eller mindre direkte af Randy Clarks undervisning.
But I think it's really good teaching. So.
Jeg synes det er virkelig godt, så.
And that's what he wants us to do. He wants us to use his teaching to go out.
Så han vil gerne have, at vi bruger hans undervisning til at gå videre med.
John G. Lake did some of this as well.
John G. Lake har også brugt det.
I have his really, really thick book of all of his writings.
Jeg har en meget, meget tyk bog af hans, som er omkring alle hans ting, han har skrevet om det.
And some of them are sermons.
Og nogle af dem er prædikener.
And then right in the middle of the sermon,
og lige i midten af en prædiken,
he stops and gives words of knowledge.
Stopper han og giver et kundskabsord.
He also stops and does tongues sometimes.
Så stopper han også og begynder at bede tunger.
But this is one thing he did anyway.
Men det er en ting, som han gjorde.
And there's actually, I don't know if you'd call it a movement, but it's a group of people all over the world.
Men det er også en gruppe mennesker omkring i verden,
who started doing something called treasure hunting.
Så begyndte på noget, der hedder skattejagt.
And they do this in Copenhagen.
Og de gør det i København.
Where they pray.
Hvor de beder.
And they ask the Lord for words of knowledge.
Hvor de beder Gud om kundskabsord.
And then they go out and try to find the people.
Og så begynder de at gå ud og lede efter de her folk.
That they got these words of knowledge
for. Så de har fået de her kundskabsord til.
So I'll explain a little about what they are.
Jeg kommer til at fortælle lidt omkring hvad det er.
And then you can see if you can use it for treasure hunting or for whatever you want to do with them.
Og så kan vi se om I vil bruge det til skattejagt eller hvad det nu I har lyst til.
So what is a word of knowledge?
Så hvad er et kundskabsord?
There is a definition by Randy Clark.
Randy Clark har lavet en definition.
And it's a supernatural revelation.
Det er en overnaturlig åbenbaring
of information.
Af information.
Received through the Holy Spirit.
Modtaget igennem Helligånden.
It is knowledge received.
Det er kundskab modtaget.
Apart from natural analysis or human means.
Som ikke kommer gennem naturlig analyse og menneskelig tankegang.
So it's not something that you look at someone.
Det er ikke bare sådan du kigger på nogen.
And you watch them for a while.
Holder øje med dem et stykke tid.
And you can see they kind of go like this.
Og de går sådan lidt.
And then like that every once in a while.
Så stopper de sådan.
And then you say there's probably something wrong with their back.
Der er måske noget galt med deres ryg.
It's a little bit different.
Det er lidt anderledes.
I'll explain a little bit more about what they are and how they feel.
Jeg skal nok fortælle lidt mere om hvordan det er og hvordan det føles.
But we should probably read the Bible a little bit, right?
Men skal vi ikke lige læse Bibelen en lille smule til at starte med?
So, 1 Corinthians 12.
Så 1. Korintherbrev, kapitel 12.
And we'll start with verse 1 and then we'll jump over to 7 and 8.
Så vi starter ved vers 1, og så hopper vi direkte over i vers 7 og 8.
So first is verse 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brothers, I do not want you to be uninformed.
Ja. Venner, nu kommer jeg til spørgsmålet om, hvordan Guds ånd arbejder. Det ønsker jeg, at I skal vide god besked om.
Yeah. So we want you to know about this stuff, is what Paul is saying.
I skal have kundskab og viden om det her.
And then he describes a whole bunch of different kinds of gifts.
Så fortæller han om en hel masse forskellige gaver.
But this one is verse 7 and 8.
Men den er speciel i vers 7 og 8.
To each is given the manifestation of the Spirit for the common good.
Når den enkelte får en åbenbaring fra Helligånden, er det for, at det skal blive til gavn for fællesskabet.
For to one is given through the Spirit the utterance of wisdom, and to another the utterance of knowledge according to the same Spirit.
En modtager måske et visdomsord fra Helligånden, mens en anden modtager et kundskabsord fra den samme ånd.
So that's the Bible scripture.
Så det er bibelversen.
But what does it do?
Men hvad gør det?
Why is it interesting to look at the word of knowledge for healing?
Hvorfor er det interessant at kigge på det her kundskabsord?
Can't we just pray
Kan vi ikke bare bede,
and not worry about getting a word from God?
og ikke behøver at bekymre os om at få et ord fra Gud?
It's a really logical question.
Det er
Logical question.
et virkelig logisk spørgsmål.
And of course, a word of knowledge isn't necessary to minister healing.
Og selvfølgelig er et kundskabsord ikke nødvendigt for at betjene folk med helbredelse.
And it's not a necessary element of healing prayer.
Og det er ikke en nødvendighed i helbredelsesbøn.
But if you're using the word of knowledge,
Men hvis man bruger et kundskabsord,
then it has a very special role in the ministry of healing.
så har det en meget specifik rolle i tjenesten af helbredelse.
And it has to do with faith.
Og det har det at gøre med tro.
Because a word of knowledge, first of all, builds faith in the person it's about.
Fordi et kundskabsord bygger troen i den person, som det er om.
So if a person has an illness or a pain in their life,
Så hvis en person har smerte eller sygdom i deres liv,
and they're sitting in a church meeting,
og de sidder i et kirkemøde,
they might, or having coffee at their favorite cafe,
eller har kaffe i deres yndlingscafé,
they might not be thinking about the possibility of God healing them.
så gør det, at de ikke tænker på Guds, eller muligheden for, at Gud han helbreder dem.
Maybe they're not even aware that God would want to heal them.
Måske er de ikke engang overbevist om, at Gud han vil helbrede dem.
But and then that they wouldn't even think about that it would be here and now that he wants to heal them.
Og slet ikke, at det er lige nu og her, at han vil helbrede dem.
So a word of knowledge, when you come and describe what this person has experienced or what this person is feeling,
Så når et kundskabsord kommer og beskriver, hvordan personen hvad den har oplevet, eller hvad de oplever,
then it lets the person know that God sees them.
så får det personen til at forstå, at Gud han ser dem.
He cares about them.
Han holder af dem.
He cares about their pain.
Han holder af deres, eller han tænker omkring deres smerte.
And it builds the relationship between them and God.
Og det skaber en forbindelse, et forhold mellem dem og Gud.
And it shows that God loves them.
Og det viser dem, at Gud han elsker dem.
He's interested in them.
Han er interesseret i dem.
And it's in the relationship that faith rises.
Og det er igennem det her forhold, at troen kommer.
So, several times when I've given a word of, I haven't given that many words of knowledge, but I've done it several times.
De gange, jeg har givet et kundskabsord,
So, several times people have told me
flere gange har folk sagt til mig,
that they weren't going to go forward for prayer
at de ikke ville have gået frem til bøn,
because they didn't think God would heal them.
for de troede ikke på, at Gud han ville helbrede dem.
But when they heard the word of knowledge,
Men da de hørte kundskabsordet,
they said, wait a minute, maybe it's for me.
så tænkte de, vent, måske er det for mig.
It became something personal,
Det blev noget personligt for dem.
that God was speaking to them,
At Gud han talte til dem,
not just to everybody.
og ikke bare til alle.
That makes a huge difference.
Det gør en stor forskel.
So that's one way. It builds faith in the person.
Så det er en måde, det bygger tro i personen.
But the other thing is, it builds faith in the person who receives the word of knowledge.
Men det skaber også tro i den, som modtager
It
kundskabsordet.
builds my faith.
Det bygger min tro.
When I'm brave enough to say, okay, I think this is one of those,
Når jeg er modig nok til at sige, at jeg tror, det her det er en af dem,
and I get the microphone in my hand,
og jeg tager mikrofonen i min hånd,
it takes a lot of guts.
så tager det altså en del mod at gøre.
Or if there's somebody in a cafe or someone you see that you think that you have a word for them,
Eller hvis det er nogen i en café, eller bare en, du ser, du tror, du har
it
et ord
takes
til dem,
courage to go over to them.
så tager det så mod at gå hen til dem.
But as soon as you see the response,
Men når man ser deres respons,
then you get a release. Oh,
så får man sådan en, det kan godt.
it's a relief for us, you
Det
know.
er ligesom afslappende, det
And then
afhjælper.
where the person is saying God sees me,
Og når personen siger, Gud han ser mig,
I'm saying, yes, God spoke to me.
så siger jeg, yes, Gud han talte til mig.
I wasn't imagining it.
Det var ikke bare noget, min underbevidsthed skabte.
And knowing that God wants to use me,
Og vide det, at Gud han vil bruge mig,
it strengthens me
det styrker mig,
when I pray for the person.
når jeg beder for personen.
So it's like God is in a special way strengthening me and equipping me.
Så Gud han styrker mig og
Udruster.
udruster mig.
And yeah, it says God does want to heal, and He wants to use me.
Og det siger, at Gud han gerne vil helbrede, han vil gerne bruge mig.
The other thing is
Den anden ting er,
that you kind of know what to pray about then.
så ved du ligesom også, hvad du skal bede om.
It's like God's given you what to pray about,
Han Gud har givet dig, hvad du skal bede for.
instead of being just kind of guessing about
Så vil det
things.
blive noget gætværk omkring tingene.
So that it helps a lot.
Så det hjælper en hel masse der.
Okay? Now I'm going to be praying that as I am praying, right now, I'm praying.
Nu beder jeg.
That as I tell about these things, that you guys are going to start feeling some of these or receiving words of knowledge.
Så mens jeg beder om det her, så beder her, så vil jeg fortælle det her, så vil jeg bede om, at Gud han vil lade jer mærke nogle af de ting her.
So as I explain how the words of knowledge come,
Så mens jeg forklarer, hvordan kundskabsord de kan komme,
so start to kind of feel your way.
så begynder at mærke jeres vej.
I'm quoting Greece.
Jeg begynder at quote Greece nu.
What we're talking about, whatever the different ways they come, kind of start feeling in your own body or in your own
forskellige
head.
måder, som kundskabsord de kan komme på. Begynder at mærke det på jeres egen krop.
And if you think you're receiving something,
Og hvis I tror, I
then
modtager
write it
noget,
down.
så skriv det ned.
Okay?
Okay?
So Lord, come, bring your words of knowledge.
Så her bring dine kundskabsord.
Just like in Corinthians,
Ligesom i
that
Korintherbrevet.
one of us gets something,
Når en af os får noget,
another one gets another thing,
så får nogen et andet.
and it's all the same Spirit. Come,
Men
Holy
det kommer alle sammen fra
Spirit.
samme ånd.
Come, Holy Spirit, and help
Kom,
us
Helligånd,
and
og
teach
hjælp
us.
os. Undervis os.
So words of knowledge are one of the revelatory gifts of the Spirit.
Så kundskabsord er nogle af de åbenbarende ord fra Helligånden.
That is, they come like prophecy.
De kommer som profeti,
They come like words of wisdom do as well.
ligesom visdomsord også kommer.
So what I'm going to be talking about is also the kinds of ways you receive the others.
Så det, jeg kommer til at tale om, det samme, også en anden måde at modtage de andre på.
And most of the time, they're really subtle.
Og mange gange så er de meget sådan, kommer de snigende.
You can't always... It's not like they hit you like a bus.
Det er ikke ligesom, at de kommer og rammer dig, som du bliver kørt ned af en bus.
They use your spiritual senses more than your physical senses.
De bruger dine åndelige følelser, og i stedet for dine
Sanser.
fysiske sanser, i stedet for dine fysiske sanser.
So when we categorize them,
Så når vi kategoriserer dem,
it's kind of like we're using the ideas about our physical bodies
så bruger vi
For part
tanker om
of
vores fysiske krop
to describe how we receive.
til at forklare, hvordan vi modtager det.
So we get an idea of, I call them tricky buggers.
Det er sådan nogle drilske måder, det kan være på.
Yeah, and it's because they're not all that easy to get a hold of.
Fordi det er ikke altid lige let at få fat i det.
So, one way that they can come is you can feel it.
En måde, du kan mærke det.
You can feel it in your body,
Du kan mærke det på din krop.
a pain that isn't yours.
En smerte, som ikke er din egen.
It's a little bit harder the older you get
Det bliver lidt sværere, jo ældre du bliver,
because you get different pains.
fordi man får forskellige smerter.
I can say that.
Det kan jeg sige.
So you kind of have to feel, okay, is this my pain or is it
Så
somebody
er
else's?
det her min egen smerte, eller er det en anden smerte?
So if you're on your way to church one day,
Så hvis vi var i en kirke en dag,
you suddenly get a headache,
og lige pludselig får en
you
hovedpine,
never get a headache,
og jeg aldrig får hovedpine,
maybe it's not your headache.
måske er det ikke din hoved.
Maybe it's somebody else's.
Måske er det en andens hovedpine.
Maybe it's the word of knowledge.
Måske er det et kundskabsord.
Another thing is you can see it.
En anden måde er, at man kan se det.
It's like a mental picture.
Et billede på nethinden.
Sometimes you might, what is it? You might see a heart,
Måske kommer man til at se et hjerte.
just a picture of a heart.
Et billede af et hjerte.
Or you might see a picture of a green truck driving into a blue bicycle.
Eller man ser et billede af en grøn lastbil køre ind i en blå cykel.
That would be more of the situation that the sickness or the pain happened in.
Så måske mere situationen, det handler om her, som hvordan smerten kom, i stedet for hvad der.
So maybe
Så måske,
if you're during your worship time before church,
så i tilbedetiden,
you get a picture.
så får du et billede.
And maybe you're not supposed to interpret it and say, thus says the Lord.
Måske skal du ikke tolke det og sige, så siger Herren.
Maybe it's somebody else's picture of something they really experienced.
Måske er det en anden persons billede, noget de virkelig har oplevet.
So that's another way you can kind of ask the Holy Spirit, is this? Do you have something for me in this, or is this for someone else?
Så det er en måde, man kan spørge Helligånden, er det her noget for mig, eller er det for til en anden?
Some people read it.
Nogle mennesker, de læser det.
Some people experience that they look like, if I looked at Fritz and there was a word over his head, like a word written.
Nogle oplever det, som at jeg siger, jeg ser på Fritz, og så er
Not like I
der
can
ord skrevet hen over hans hoved.
Not like I can really see it,
Ikke at jeg sådan kan se
but
det,
somehow I just know that there's a word
men jeg ved, der er
there.
et ord.
It could be the word ankle,
Det kan være ordet ankel.
something that simple.
Noget så simpelt som det.
But it doesn't have to be over a person. But
Det behøver
you
ikke være
see it
over
in
en
words
person,
instead.
men bare se de ord, som ikke er der i virkeligheden.
You can think it.
Noget, man kommer til at tænke.
Where it doesn't really come like a picture or a word,
Hvor det ikke kommer ligesom et billede eller et ord.
but it's like you just know something
Det er bare
about
sådan lige pludselig,
someone.
du ved bare noget omkring en person.
Like if Erling is sitting there, and I haven't seen any kind of manifestation that he might have a pain in his right leg.
Ligesom Erling, han sidder der.
I just know all of a sudden that he has a pain in his right leg, and I'm
Jeg har
like,
ikke set
do you
nogen
have a
tegn
pain
på,
in
der er
your
smerte i
right leg?
hans højre ben, men lige pludselig så ved jeg bare, at der er smerte i hans højre ben.
So that can be think it. So we have feel it,
Så vi har følt det,
see it,
se det,
read it,
læs det,
think it.
tænk det,
You can also just say it.
eller sige det, skal man også gøre.
When you're talking to someone or ministering to someone,
Når du taler med nogen eller betjener nogen,
it just kind of
så kommer det bare sådan flyvende
comes
ud,
out, and you hadn't thought about it.
og man har ikke tænkt over det.
It just comes out.
Det kommer bare flyvende.
That might happen to people, especially if you already have the microphone.
Det kommer især til at ske nogle gange med folk, hvis de allerede har en mikrofon.
I can imagine a preacher talking about John 4:7 or something,
Jeg kan forestille mig en prædikant, der står og taler om Johannes 4:16,
and he doesn't mean to say it, but he says right wrist.
og så lige pludselig midt i det hele, så siger han højre håndled.
Kind of strange,
Lidt underligt,
but that could be a way the say it comes out.
men det kan være en måde at sige det på.
You can dream it.
Man kan drømme det
You can have a dream the night before
En
about
drøm
something.
dagen før omkring noget.
I had that once. It was when I was learning this for the first time,
Jeg havde oplevelser af en gang, hvor jeg var ved at lære om det her første gang.
and one of our assignments in this teaching was that we had to receive words of knowledge and then give them.
Og en af vores opgaver var, at vi skulle modtage kundskabsord, og så give dem til folk.
So I was praying
Så jeg bad,
because I had to do this assignment.
så jeg nødt til at gøre den her opgave.
And one day before church, I had a dream.
Og en dag før kirke, så havde jeg en drøm.
I mean, it was like the night before.
En dag, altså natten før.
It wasn't like right before church I had a dream.
Ikke lige før kirke, jeg havde drøm.
But I had a couple of other things. But I had this dream of someone being told it's not cancer.
Jeg havde den her drøm om nogen, der blev fortalt, at det er ikke kræft længere. Eller det er ikke kræft.
Yeah. And I had a pain in my arm and somewhere else. But somebody came up and got prayer for the pain in their arm.
Jeg havde smerte i min arm og et andet sted, og en kom op og blev bedt for omkring deres arm.
And as I was ministering,
Og som da jeg betjente dem og tjente,
I remembered this dream.
så husker jeg den her drøm.
And it has nothing to do with an arm, I thought.
Og det har ikke noget armen at gøre, tænkte jeg.
But I said, and I don't think it's cancer.
Og så sagde jeg,
I had a dream and it's not cancer. And
jeg
she
havde
started
en
to
drøm,
cry.
og det er ikke kræft. Og så begyndte hun at græde.
Just because she had this pain in her arm, she had people in her family who had cancer.
Og kun på grund af smerte i hendes arm, fordi hun havde haft folk i hendes familie, som havde haft kræft.
So she started thinking, is this cancer? Is this cancer?
Så hun begyndte at tænke, er det kræft? Er det kræft?
So that was an example of you can dream it.
For det er et eksempel på, hvordan du kan drømme det.
You can also experience it.
Man kan også opleve det.
This is more like an open vision.
Så det er en åben vision.
It's like you can see it
Open syn.
happening here.
Når man kan se, det sker derovre.
For example, an accident or something. You can describe what's happening in the accident.
Og man ser et ulykke for eksempel for sig, og man kan beskrive, hvad der sker i ulykken.
And you can notice it. This is mine. This is the one thing that Randy Clark didn't have.
Det er min egen, fordi det er noget, som Randy Clark ikke havde. Det er, at man kan opdage det.
It's like you're looking at someone,
Man kan se på nogen,
and a part of their body gets highlighted.
og det er som om, at deres en overstrækningstus har ramt en del af deres krop.
So it's like it starts to glow or something.
Det er som om, det kommer
It
lys
doesn't
på.
really start to glow, but you just really notice this part of their body,
Man bliver ligesom bare gjort opmærksom på en del af deres
and you
krop.
can just feel the Holy Spirit is on it.
Og man ved bare, at Helligånden er lige der omkring.
So that's the notice it.
Det er sådan, opdage det, eller se det.
This is not a full list of all the ways.
Det er
you
ikke
can
en fuld
receive
liste af alle de forskellige måder.
I think at one of the times when he taught this, he gave like 4 or 5 others.
Jeg tror en af de gange, hvor han underviste, der gav han 4-5 andre.
But I think this is a good example. It's a good enough list to
God nok
start
liste,
with.
et godt nok eksempel på, hvad det kan være.
So remember, kind of listen a little bit,
Så husk, lyt,
feel a little bit, see
føl det lidt.
if you're getting any pains
Se om du oplever nogle smerter,
or any thoughts,
tanker,
and write them down as we go.
og skriv dem ned, mens vi fortsætter.
So what do you do once you get it?
Hvad gør du så, når du modtager det her kundskabsord?
Oh, it's scary.
Det er skræmmende.
But it's really important to try to speak it out as soon as possible.
Men det er vigtigt, at man ligesom siger det, taler det så hurtigt som muligt.
Sometimes, a lot of times, I've gotten them when I'm by myself.
Mange gange har jeg fået dem, når jeg er helt alene.
So I kind of feel like I need to keep an eye out.
Så føler jeg sådan, jeg er nødt til at holde øje nu.
But if you're in church,
Hvis du er i kirke,
you can ask the meeting leader.
så kan du spørge mødelederen.
I think I have something.
Jeg tror, jeg har noget.
Can I have the microphone?
Må jeg låne mikrofonen?
You might be lucky in your church that you can just take the microphone.
Det kan også være, at du er heldig.
It's a little bit easier than asking the meeting leader.
Mikrofonen, det er lidt lettere end bare at spørge.
If you're teaching, you can interrupt yourself.
Hvis du underviser, så kan du afbryde dig selv.
Again, you already have the microphone.
Hey, du har allerede mikrofonen, så hvorfor ikke?
If you're in a group, you can ask around.
Hvis du er i en gruppe, så kan man spørge folk.
I was in the cafe one day. It was when we didn't have church, but just had the cafe.
En dag, hvor vi bare havde café herude.
Wasn't it Thursday nights or something?
En torsdag aften, mener jeg det var. Jo.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I got an earache.
Lige pludselig fik jeg ondt i øret.
And it wasn't church or anything. So I just started walking around. Do any of you guys have an earache?
Nogle af jer, der har ondt i øret.
Do you have I was about to say in Danish.
Har du ondt i øret?
Does your ear hurt?
Har du ondt i dit øre?
And suddenly, I did find somebody who had a pain in his ear.
I slutningen, så fandt jeg så en, der havde ondt i øret.
And I prayed for him. And
jeg bad for ham.
He wasn't one of the people who's used to being prayed for.
Han var ikke en af de personer, der
He started to sweat.
Han begyndte at svede.
And he said, it's so hot.
Det er så varmt.
So I actually don't remember if he got healed because I thought it was so funny he was sweating so much.
Jeg ved ikke, jeg kan ikke huske, om han blev helbredt, men jeg kan bare huske, det var så sjovt.
I think it got better, but I don't want to say it if I don't remember it.
Men jeg tror nok, det blev bedre, men jeg vil ikke sige det.
But he really experienced God and was really surprised.
Men han oplevede virkelig Gud, og han blev meget overrasket.
So you can kind of go around and ask. You can also say kind of, is this me?
Du kan også gå rundt og spørge sådan, er det mig, eller...
So if nobody else has it, then it might be your own pain.
Så hvis der ikke er andre, der har det, så kan det nok måske godt være, det er din egen smerte.
And if you're just with one person, it's kind of, you just ask.
Og hvis du kun er sammen med en person, jamen så spørg.
Does your nose hurt?
Har du ondt i næsen?
If they say no, you can say, okay, it must be me then.
Hvis de siger nej, jamen så er det mig.
I was traveling once, and I was in one of those train things that goes from one terminal to the next at the airport.
Og jeg var ude at rejse en gang, der var de her små tog, som er på flyplads eller lufthavnen nogle steder, som går fra en terminal til en anden.
And I looked at this guy.
Og jeg kiggede på den her fyr.
And I just thought, basketball.
Og tænkte bare, basket.
So I asked him if he had ever played basketball.
Og jeg spurgte, om han nogensinde spillede basketball.
And he said he had.
Og han sagde, det har han.
And then all of a sudden I just said, God restores everything, and I think he'll heal your leg. And I think I said something about his son as well.
Og så lige pludselig siger jeg bare til ham, Gud han genopretter alting, han vil helbrede dit ben. Og så jeg tror også, jeg sagde et eller andet omkring hans søn.
And then I quickly prayed for his leg.
Så bad jeg bare hurtigt for hans ben.
And he was crying, and then I had to go.
Og han begyndte at græde, og jeg var nødt til at gå.
So that was just with one person. I just asked him, and
det var bare sådan en person, hvor jeg bare spurgte ham, og så bad jeg.
So, and then the other thing is, you need to speak as you got it.
Og det andet er at sige det, som du fik det.
Don't add to it.
Lad være med at bygge videre på det.
Don't interpret it.
Lad være med at fortolke det.
If you interpret something too quickly,
hvis du fortolker noget for hurtigt,
then you might miss the word of knowledge.
Så misser du måske kundskabsordet.
Because then it becomes something spiritual and something.
Så begynder det sådan noget åndeligt flyvsk noget.
But it might really just be a knee.
Men det skal måske bare et knæ.
So, and if it's vague, if you're not quite sure,
og hvis det er sådan lidt usikkert, så er du ikke helt sikker på det, så lad være med at sige det.
Say, this isn't, this I'm really sure of.
Det er det, jeg er virkelig sikker på.
But this one I'm not quite sure of.
Den er jeg ikke helt sikker på.
It's just honesty.
Vær ærlig.
Be as specific as you can as well.
Og vær så specifik som du kan være.
Because the better the description is,
fordi bedre beskrivelsen den er,
the more the person knows,
jo mere ved personen,
that it's them.
At det er dem.
So if your shoulder hurts, or if your side hurts,
så hvis din skulder er din side,
I have a pain in my right side.
Jeg har ondt i min højre side.
It's in the shoulder. It's kind of like over here, right there where I can't reach. That's a really good way to do it.
Rigtig kan nå.
Because It could be that the person is saying, yeah, but everybody can have a pain in their shoulder.
Yeah,
And it
okay,
feels
men
like a
siger måske,
knife
alle kan have ondt i
sticking
skulderen.
me or
Så
something.
lige pludselig, jamen, det er som om en kniv stikker mig.
That might be the way they described it for themselves.
Det er måske den måde, som de beskriver det dem selv.
The same words, if that's the words that you're thinking when you're feeling it,
Hvis det er de ord, som du tænker,
then
når du føler det,
then it could be the words that they're using to describe it.
så er det måske de ord, som de
And they'll
bruger
say,
til at
wow,
beskrive
it's
det.
me.
Og så siger de måske, wow, det er mig.
And then the other thing is, this is a hard word, don't be presumptuous.
Vær ikke forudtagende.
You need to ask and proceed with care.
Og så skal man spørge, og så lige så stille og roligt gå videre med
You
forsigtighed.
don't just say, thus says the Lord, I'm praying for you.
Du skal bare sige, så siger Herren, jeg beder for dig.
And it might be that you approach a person,
Det kan godt være, at du går frem til en person,
you got the word,
du har fået ordet,
it is them,
det er dem,
but they don't want prayer.
men de vil ikke have forbøn.
And you can't force yourself on them.
Og du skal ikke tvinge dig selv,
And don't make them
them.
feel bad.
og lad være med for dem til at føle sig skyldige, eller føle sig fordømte.
So you can say, I think God told me that because he wants to heal you.
Man kan sagtens sige til dem, jeg tror på Gud, han sagde det her til mig, fordi han ønsker at helbrede dig.
But of course it's your own decision.
Men det er din egen,
Of course I'm not going to make you
Beslutning.
get prayed for.
jeg tvinger dig ikke til at blive bedt
But you
for.
can also say, but if you want, here's my card, or, if you
Men,
change your mind, if someone you know.
Hvis ikke, så har du mit visitkort eller mit telefonnummer, så kan du altid, hvis der er du
Ja.
ændret mening.
And there's some practical things.
Så er der nogle praktiske ting.
They might come quickly
Det kan godt være, det kommer
and
hurtigt,
then be gone again.
og så bare flyve væk.
That's what I'm saying, write them down.
Derfor skriv dem ned,
Because you might not quite remember it.
for det kan godt være, at du ikke helt husker det alligevel.
And Randy Clark says,
Randy Clark han siger,
it's more like a bird or a dancing butterfly
det er mere som en fugl eller en dansende sommerfugl,
than a stationary billboard.
end et stort reklameskilt.
And it may be vague.
Det er måske lidt vagt.
You might feel like ignoring it.
Det kan godt være, at du føler, som du bare ignorerer det.
But if you practice tuning in
Men hvis man øver sig med at ligesom tune ind til, at man fokuserer på dem,
and try it a few
prøve det
times,
et par gange,
then you'll start to know it a little bit more. You get to know it.
så begynder man ligesom at kende det og lære, hvad man skal gøre.
And that's also why we say don't go so aggressively to the mic.
Det er også derfor, vi siger, lad være med at gå så aggressivt efter mikrofonen.
Because if you're wrong and you haven't been, and you've said, I'm not quite sure,
For hvis du nu tager fejl, og du siger, at jeg er ikke helt sikker,
it's much easier to say, oh well.
så er det meget let at bare sige, ja.
If you come up and say, I know this is true,
Og hvis du går over og siger, jeg ved, det her det er sandt,
then it's kind of hard to back down from.
så er det svært at ligesom gå væk fra det igen.
Yeah. But resist thinking it's not important.
Gå imod tanken, at det ikke er vigtigt.
Because it might mean the world to the other
For det
person.
kan godt være, at det betyder hele verden til en anden person.
Because they know that God sees them.
Fordi så ved de, at Gud han ser dem.
And so what if it's embarrassing for you?
Og lige meget om det er ydmygende for dig.
If you risk something
Hvis du risikerer noget,
and another person gets a touch from God,
og en anden person bliver berørt af Gud,
isn't it worth it?
er det så ikke værd, det er værd?
So admit that you're nervous.
Så erkend, at du er nervøs.
Say, I'm not quite sure.
Sig, jeg er ikke helt sikker.
Say, I've never done this before.
Sig, jeg har aldrig gjort det her før.
Say, I'm not used to praying for the sick.
Sig, jeg er ikke vant til at bede for syge mennesker.
Randy Clark says,
Men det er klart, han siger,
faith is spelled R-I-S-K.
han siger, tro er stavet som risiko.
So it's the same thing.
Så det er det samme.
Stepping out in faith
At træde ud i tro
is taking a risk.
er at tage en risiko.
Has anybody written anything down?
Er der nogen, der har skrevet noget ned?
Yeah, Lena has. Anybody else? Yeah? Wow.
Okay,
Do you guys dare come up here?
er der nogen, der tør at komme herop?
Fritz, you're not allowed to be the first person.
Friks, du er ikke lov til at være den første.
Come on, little fingers. The little
Hold
one.
on, alle de små
Lena
fingre
had
bare
one, and Rekard, and Karina.
Lene, Rikard og Karina.
But was it you, Bent?
Ben,
You
hvad
can
så?
wait a little bit too.
Du må også godt være lidt.
Come on up.
Kom bare herop.
What?
Er det kryds?
No. We'll just see.
Interrogated?
We're not getting
Der er
interrogated.
ingen krydsforhør heroppe.
No. Are these people? Look at the faith.
Se på deres tro.
Look at this.
Se på det.
All right. This is awesome faith. It is. Seriously,
fantastisk tro, det her.
faith is taking steps. Okay.
Tro, der tager skridt.
I'm in the way. So, can you just tell what you wrote down? Do you have lots of them? She has a whole sheet.
Det er mest noter.
You can just say it in Danish, and I'll translate to English.
Jamen, det første, jeg havde, det var sikker, og i forbindelse med en nissehue. Det ved jeg ikke lige, hvad her noget med noget.
Something with a Santa hat. Yeah.
Det andet, det var, jeg følte ligesom min højre fod, den faldt i søvn, og stak helt vildt. Jeg prøvede sådan at ryste den, og den ville ikke rigtig lystre.
A right foot that is kind of falling asleep and has pins and needles, kind of, and she tried to shake it, and it wouldn't really wake up.
Jeg synes, det føltes ligesom om den var lammet, eller sådan.
It felt like it was kind of paralyzed or something.
Det er ikke noget, jeg plejer at opleve, så derfor tænker jeg, at det måske er noget.
It's not something that she usually experiences, so she thought it might be somebody else's. Yeah? Next?
Ja. Jamen, jeg følte noget, ligesom Gud talte noget til mig.
I felt like God spoke something to me.
Han talte til mig, vær ikke modløs, men forankre dig i mit ord, og jeg vil udfri dig.
Don't be discouraged, but anchor yourself in my word, and I will change you. Forandre.
Jeg vil udfri dig.
I will set you free.
Yeah.
Jeg havde sådan nogle fornemmelser i mit krop. Ligesom
I had feelings in my body.
Ja, og så havde jeg tanken, at det var nogen, der sad foran mig, at jeg havde sådan en fornemmelse, at der var et eller andet, for eksempel i kinden, måske i tanden, det ved jeg ikke. Men
I felt like it was something in my cheek, maybe my tooth.
Ja, jeg har ikke sådan ondt i mine kæber, synes jeg.
And I don't really have pain in my chin.
Ja, og så havde jeg noget, hvad var det henne? Det var her i, omkring nakken her, tror jeg det var.
And I had something here around my neck. Was it on the right side? Var det på højre side? Are you not sure?
I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Thinks it's the right side, but maybe not sure. Yeah? Bent and Fritz, you can come up now too.
Bent og Fritz også godt komme op.
Randy usually says when he does this, you're not allowed to come up if you're used to doing this.
Randy han siger normalt, at du har ikke lov til at komme op, hvis du er vant til at gøre det her.
And then he says, well, if you're getting it in a new way, or it's something you would never have shared before.
Eller medmindre det er noget, du får på en ny måde, eller du aldrig har delt før.
Yeah. So.
Jamen, det er nyt. Det er nyt for mig, det her.
This is new for me, Fritz says.
Mens Carrie bad om, at der ville komme kundskabsår, så fik jeg en
just about the same time that Carrie prayed that words of knowledge would come.
Jeg fik sådan en meget lokal hovedpine her i højre side.
I got a very specific headache here on this side of my face, the right side.
Og den varede nogle få sekunder.
And it lasted for a few seconds.
Og så en pause, og så kom den igen endnu kortere.
And then there was a break, and then it came again, but it was even shorter.
Jeg ved ikke, om det betyder, at det er periodisk, eller...
So I don't know if it's because it comes and goes.
Eller det var bare for, at jeg skulle være sikker på, at jeg forstod det.
Or if it was just that that God needed to be sure that I understood what was going on. Yeah? And then Bent?
Her i overarmen, cirka her, kom
Here
der
in
sådan
my
nogle
arm.
meget stikkende smerte, som om der var nogen, der stod og stak ind.
It felt like somebody was kind of poking me, these kind of pains.
De kom
Sticking in.
sådan cirka 3 gange.
It came about 3 times.
Og så fik jeg ondt i brystet her, men det er jo bare 1 gang, og det er jo meget jagende smerte.
And then I got like a jerking pain right here in my chest.
Og så havde jeg noget hernede, og det er mere usikker på. Det var mere sådan...
And then down my leg, kind of here, it was more insecure. I'm not quite sure about that one. Yeah? Okay, Heidi got one too.
Heidi har også fået en.
Nå, men det var bare lige, mens I står og fortæller det her, fordi jeg fik overhovedet ikke noget.
While you were telling about these.
Ja, jeg fik ligesom sådan en, ligesom at min øjenlåg blev enormt tunge.
I felt like my eyes got very, very heavy. Like
det var jeg overhovedet ikke lige før, så jeg tænkte sådan, at det blev sådan ligesom, jeg sad sådan ligesom og missede meget med mine øjne, og ligesom der blev sådan ligesom en tyngde på mine
there was
øjne.
like a heaviness on my eyes, like I was tired or fatigued.
Ja.
Yeah? I don't need that one. I was about to take the microphone.
Hvorfor vil du have min mikrofon?
Yeah, I want them all.
Okay.
Yeah. Did any of these speak to you?
Var der nogen af de her ord, som talte til jer?
Was anyone, you can, even if you're up here and it was you, then
I
you
kan
can
selv, hvis
raise
I
your
står
hand.
heroppe, så må jeg også godt række jer sådan op.
Yeah, there were. Me too, by the way. Yeah, and then try to think about, sometimes these words of knowledge aren't for people sitting here.
Så nu er det også vigtigt at tænke på, at de her kundskaber måske ikke for folk, der sidder her.
It could be someone that you know, like a family member that has these things.
Det kan også være et familiemedlem, som I kender, som har nogle
Was there
ting.
anyone that had that?
Er nogen
They recognize something for their,
medlemmer, som har noget af det her ting.
Some people are going to have to go to different people in just a minute.
Nogle folk er nødt til at gå til forskellige mennesker her bagefter.
Yeah. Yeah?
Ja, jeg vil bare sige, at jeg fik nøjagtigt det samme som Fritz.
You got the same as Fritz?
Men jeg fik også et billede, om det var til.
Okay.
Og jeg fik også noget mere, og et samme billede, jeg har fået personen før. Men hvad hedder det?
So you got the same picture, and you got a word to go with it.
Og så fik jeg noget andet meget tydeligt til to mennesker bag.
Ja.
Jeg tænker bare, når jeg får decideret ansigt på, så synes jeg lidt, at det er noget,
So,
bag til dem privat.
yeah, when you get a face on it and you do it afterwards privately, that's a good idea. If you know who it's for, then you don't need to say, "Look what I got."
Altså når man får det,
You know, come up here, I'll show you how good I am at this.
gå op foran og ligesom erklære det ud foran alle. Se hvor god jeg er, se hvad jeg har fået.
Yeah, I had a picture too.
Jeg fik også et billede til.
It was a picture, and I wrote it down. It was before.
Det var
I
før.
actually didn't. I got a pain and then a picture,
Jeg fik en
and it
snert og
was
så et billede.
it was of my small intestine, or not my small intestine, a
Det var
small
min,
intestine.
tyndtarm, jeg fik et billede af.
I asked him what it was called in the break,
Jeg spurgte ham, hvad det var.
and I forgot that he's the one who had to translate, so I didn't really have to ask him.
Jeg behøver ikke spørge ham om det.
When I was in Malmö
Da jeg var på Malmø
and did this for the first time with Randy Clark,
og gjorde det her for første gang sammen med Randy
I
Clark,
wasn't going to go forward because I had experienced these before.
så ville jeg ikke gå frem, fordi jeg havde oplevet det her før.
And but I did get a word that I would never ever go up and say.
Men jeg fik et ord, som jeg aldrig nogensinde ville gå op og sige.
And now I can't remember what it's called in English.
Nu kan jeg ikke huske, hvad det hedder på engelsk.
I'll say it in Danish, and then we can see how good he is at English. Okay?
Sig det på dansk, så kan jeg se, hvad
I
det er.
actually got the word endetarms opening.
Rectal opening.
Yes. That was really embarrassing to go up.
Det var meget ydmygende at gå op og sige.
See, I think there were at least 1,000 people there, maybe
Jeg tror, der
two.
var omkring 1.000 til 2.000 mennesker.
And Randy Clark went like this,
Der tog mikrofonen og gjorde sådan her.
and I said,
Og sagde,
rectal opening.
ja, endetarms opening.
You can have it again. And no, wait, you can't. And he went like this. But the point is,
I billedet, eller hvad?
I got the word.
Nej, jeg fik ikke et billede.
I got it as a word.
Fik det som et ord.
Thank you for ruining that experience for me. I hadn't thought about
Tak
that.
for at den oplevelse for mig.
But he used it to describe that you don't always have to call people forward.
Men det brugte også til, at man behøver ikke altid kalde folk frem.
So if you have something like that,
Så hvis du har sådan nogle ting,
or like if you know that it's problems with like genitalia,
hvis du ved, det er kønsområden, det er galt med.
or something similar, something
Noget lignende det.
that might be very private,
Noget meget privat.
then you don't necessarily call people forward.
Så behøver man ikke kalde folk frem.
That's the special kind of thing where you say, I got this picture.
Det er, hvor man siger, jeg har fået det her billede.
Don't raise your hands,
Lad være med at række jeres hånd op.
but you can just talk to me afterwards.
Men kom og snak med mig bagefter.
And actually, 3 people came up to me afterwards at different points. They didn't just come
Altså, 3
and
folk kom
stand
på
in
forskellige
line,
tidspunkter.
but they
Frem,
kind of,
ikke? Jeg forstår det på en række
in
bagefter.
different breaks, said, I think that was for me.
De kom til forskellige pauser,
And I prayed for them.
og sagde, tror det er for mig, og så
And
bad
I
jeg for
think
dem.
I think maybe 2 got healed. Two out of 3 or
Jeg
4
tror 2 ud af 3 blev helbredt.
that told.
Der
about
fortalte mig,
it
at de blev helbredt.
So again, cover people
Så igen, dæk folk
as much as you can.
så meget som muligt.
But now,
Men nu,
you can go to these people for prayer.
Nu kan I komme hen til de her folk for bøn.
So the people that get them are the ones that get to pray.
Så dem, der fik ordene, er dem, der får lov til at bede.
And if you would like to help the person praying, because we didn't have everyone raising their hands, you know.
Så hvis du gerne vil hjælpe
So
dem,
go
som
ahead and
skal bede,
be a coach,
gå hjem og hen og være en
or
coach
just
sammen med dem.
stand with them.
Stå sammen med dem.
So if one of these words was for you, go to the person,
Så hvis en af de ord var til jer, gå hen til den person.
and then we'll try to figure out what we do as far as if somebody got it,
Så,
or has to go to more than one person.
så finder vi ud af, hvad vi gør,
Okay.
hvis der skal til flere forskellige personer.
Should we just repeat what you guys got? Short
Skal vi lige gentage,
short
hvad I
word,
fik, bare lige
or do you
kort?
guys remember?
Eller kan I huske, hvem I skal ind og snakke med?
Fritz, yeah. Yeah. Okay. And otherwise, I'm going to close now, but
Jeg
come to
afslutter
these
nu.
people,
Så kom til de her mennesker.
get prayed for,
Vi bedt for.
and yeah, I'd like to see you guys again sometime, but I don't really have an exact time.
Jeg vil gerne glæde mig til at skulle se jer
So
igen,
thank you so
forhåbentlig.
much for coming.
Har I ikke en specifik
And
tidspunkt?
any questions we can just take afterwards, come up and ask me.
Og hvis I har nogle spørgsmål, så kan I bare komme op.
Okay? But I would think it's good if we do some prayer now.
Så jeg tror, det er godt, hvis vi gør noget
Okay.
bøn nu. Okay?
Thank you very much. And if you want to, you can still have coffee and cake next door.
Mange tak, fordi I
In the
kom. Og
cafe.
hvis I har lyst til kaffe og kage, så er det
Okay. Thank you.